Thank you so much. During these difficult times of the global pandemic, TSF Nepal became thoughtful in engaging students in different ways, for which we initiated this project month of workshop. And we successfully conducted 3 workshops this month: Women in Tourism Entrepreneurship, Hospitality Standards during the New Normal, and Mind Matters simultaneously. So today embarks our last session, Journey of a Hotelier, which will be more of a question and answer session for the participants to clarify their doubts and myths regarding the tourism and hospitality sectors. We have received many queries and concerns over the week, which I will be taking up first, but the attendees can still write their questions to us. All they need to do is drop the question in the chat box and make sure while you are writing to us, write your full name and the institution or organization you are affiliated to. So now to introduce our participants, our today's guest speaker, an individual who is one of the youngest succeeder in hospitality industry, a man who was a general manager at Intercontinental Hotels Group at the age of 30. In 2003, he passed out from one of the most prestigious boarding school in India, Mayo College Boys School, Ajmer, Rajasthan, India. After completion of his graduation, he completed his BHM from Institute of Hotel Management, Aurangabad, IHMA, part of Taj Group in Maharashtra, India, which is one of the top hotel management institute in Asia. In 2006, he was selected as a management trainee at JW Marriott Mumbai, India. In 2008, he joined Solti Crown Plaza, Kathmandu as an assistant manager front office. In mid-2010, he was promoted as front office manager at Solti Crown Plaza, Kathmandu. In 2012, he was promoted as rooms division manager at Solti Crown Plaza, Kathmandu, and it was in December 2015 on his 30th birthday that he was promoted as a general manager at IHG in India. So he served as a general manager at Holiday Express New Delhi International Airport T3 until 2018. After 2018, he launched his own tech company in India. Then he realized that his country, Nepal, is lacking in digitalization in every sector, along with hospitality and tourism. So in 2019, he established Lodging Solutions Nepal, and now his mission is to rebuild Nepal through technology and advanced management services. Besides this, in the past 5 months, he has mentored many students, hospitality professionals, and startups. So, without a further ado, we would like to welcome the man who has 16 plus years of experience in the hospitality sector and currently founder and owner of a tech company, one of the profound thinkers I know and a great friend, Mr. Arya Sebirana. Welcome, sir.
I'm very sorry, just give me a second. Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this session. So what I'll be doing this evening is answer all your doubts, like Abhishek mentioned. So I think we can proceed with the session because I think there's a lot of questions happening.
Okay, sir,
so
sure.
there are a lot of questions to take. So
Sure,
let's start with that, please.
okay, sir. So in today's session, we'll be having questions from students and professionals related to tourism and hospitality, new challenges, the career of students, and the futuristic approach of the industry. Sir, let me inform you before we start. Some of the questions we asked are anonymously asked by our participants, and for the other questions, I'll take the name of the person who asked it. So
Sure.
let me also inform you, sir.
Just a second, please. Before you start, please, it's rude that I'm looking at my phone, but there are a lot of questions that have been asked by participants, which are a little unclear also, and it would be easier for me to look at the questions. So I'll be looking at my screen if you guys don't mind.
Sure, sir. So also let me inform you, today's question and Q&A session will be divided into 3 major segments. The first segment will be having questions about your journey. And in the second segment, we'll have questions focusing on current issues of COVID-19. And finally, our last segment will be questions, more of a generic questions for you, sir. So I would like to request all the participants, as per the segment mentioned above, write down your queries on the chat box, which you would like our speaker to answer or address. So shall we start, sir?
Yes, please. Let's move ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. So now to start with the first question related to your journey, we have this first question from Mr. Karma Lama BDTM Natham, and he has written, I would like to know the story behind the success. How do you answer this, sir?
Karma, thank you for that question. I would first thank everyone for taking out time and asking your doubts and giving me an opportunity, Abhishek, to come and clear that. I generally very rarely come online. Uh, so basically, story about your success. Now, how would you rate your success? Success can be anything for anyone, right? So the
Yes.
important part of your success is like what you see yourself now. Like my target, my success factor was I wanted to be a general manager, first Nepali general manager before I touched 31, right? So it is hard work, lot of sacrifices, you know. Aba, I know everyone, Aba, you're part of the COVID, but most people love to celebrate Dasai, all these festivals. I've not celebrated my birthday for the past 6 years, right? So the question comes is how far can you push yourself? And it's not only hard work, even smart work plays a role, because once you learn everything, the application factor is the most important, right? So when
Yes.
you target your goals, right, how do you apply what you've learned? How do you capture that moment? And luck is basically, for me, yes, you have to be very lucky, right? For luck is two things, right? Be prepared, and when the opportunity comes, you take that opportunity. So that is luck for me. Like what you say is luck is like Bhagwan le dekho, I don't believe in that crap, right? So luck for me is basically how well are you prepared, and when the opportunity presents itself to you, right? How are you able to grasp it? Are you prepared enough for it? So for me, success is your own targets. It's not about someone telling you that you are right, you are wrong, you've succeeded, you've not succeeded, because till now I'm learning, right? I've never stopped learning.
So
So
that,
I hope, Karma, that answers your question. If not, you can please
well, that was
elaborate in
my answer, sir.
the chat
Thank you so
if,
much.
if you are there.
Okay, so we have another question from Ms. Sophia Maharzan. She's a student of PHM at Natham, and she has written, curious about the life of a hotelier. So what do you have to say about this?
Uh, to be honest, initial stage when you're industrial trainee, you're management trainee and things and all, the life is hell. I think everyone who has done a little OJT would agree to that, right? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can hear me, right? Because the screen got
Yes, sir, we can
stuck.
hear it. We can hear it, sir.
So it's a very dynamic life. Every day is a new day. Like I have never got bored.
Okay,
I'll be
sir.
honest with you. Since I
Okay.
was a on-the-job trainee, there were such things you really, there are things which you hate, long hours. You can't celebrate your friend's birthdays there. You are the only one who can't go because you have to go for a shift.
Yes, sir.
There are family functions when you can't do. But at the same time, I've met all the celebrities possible you can think of in India, right?
Okay.
Anyone you can think of, top of your head, right?
Okay.
I've 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 met international celebrities, right? Plus, obviously, your hard work pays how you do it, right?
Yes.
Um, so I think uh, it's a very tough question, because you have to experience yourself. Someone you can't experience what I experienced, right? And that again, this question is so long, I can go on for 2 hours about it,
Yes, sir.
right? So it's about how you take everything that comes at you. But it's a beautiful, interesting. I still love hotels, and if my projects also get back, I would still go back to hotels.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I would like to add something to that, to your saying. As you said, you have made a lot of celebrity. So I have a question for you, a really casual question for you. So
Sure,
please
sure.
share us your experience and tell us how did you meet the celebrities, like you might be having or you might be fan of some celebrity already, and also tell us how should a student behave when they see their favorite celebrity in hotels.
I'll be honest with you. The only
Oh,
fan I've been of a celebrity was Julia Roberts, who's about, I think, 60 something years old now,
okay,
right?
sir.
Rest, in our college, when I was studying, one thing was ingrained in us. When a celebrity comes, right, um, into your hotel, they've come in order to, you know, sorry, I'm sorry, my computer got stuck. So the one thing that they've ingrained in us is, you know, when a celebrity comes to your hotel, like I've seen it in Kathmandu when I was working with Solti, right? Where people are coming and suddenly celebrities are coming, clicking pictures and all. One thing you have to understand, right? They've come to your hotel and they want their privacy. We guarantee privacy to the guest, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So the important part is we do not engage with the celebrity until unless the celebrity tells you to. So, you know, when you see Shah Rukh Khan or you see Hrithik Roshan walking down your lobby and you can't do anything about it, after a couple of months, it becomes like as if your colleague is coming, right? So you really don't get excited about it. What you do is you are taught, you are supposed to deliver certain services, certain standards, you deliver that, which I see lacking in Nepal a lot, because suddenly, you know, the team members and all get too excited to see even the B-grade celebrities in the hotel. So, you know, that is something I'm very strict about, because I think everyone's privacy is important, right? So I hope that answers your question. Hello?
Okay, sir. So there is some disturbance around my
You could hear me?
LED, so I'm really sorry for that. I'm sorry, everyone. So, sir, I have another question to you, and the question
Yeah.
is coming from Mr. Chering Norbu. He is a student of BDTM from NATAM, and he has asked, "What are the obstacles to go on a hotelier?"
Basically, what I think Chiring is trying to ask is what all obstacles you face in hotels, right?
Yes, sir.
Name one that you won't. You'll face everything. Okay? You will face when you're ill, you have an important meeting. You know, when I was a general manager, you couldn't miss that. When I was working as a management trainee, as a executive, uh, it is like anything can come. You know, there's family emergencies, you have to balance work and that. So challenges, basically the biggest challenge which I've seen people facing is they've really not made effort to understand and learn and tackle those problems. So and most of the people don't know how to handle it, right?
Yes.
Because they don't, either they are scared, they're shy, they're nervous, right?
Yes, sir.
And that these things don't have any place in hospitality industry, right? You have to,
Yes.
I was a very shy introvert kind of a person. So, you know, initially I did face a lot of challenges. It was difficulty to speak to guests. And one day when I went back, I said, I won't reach where I want to reach if I behave like that. So
Yes.
obstacles can be created by, and I'll tell you one thing, most people complain about bad general managers, bad bosses. I don't agree to that. The thing comes is, are you good enough to call your boss, either the boss is good or bad, right? Have you learned enough, understood enough the implication that his one decision can affect hundreds of lives, right?
Yes, sir.
So obstacle, again, it's a very, very broad question, because like I told you, I've achieved very fast, but at the same time faced everything. I've faced that situation in hotel. I've faced guest stealing, you know, staff stealing. So everything, you know, everything can be a challenge, but the fun is that, you know, because every day, like I said before, every day is a new day because of all these things, right?
Okay, sir. Sir, can you share your experience of guest stealing? How, tell us how did you handle that situation?
Look, I'll be honest with you. Now, when you're talking about guest dealing, one thing you have to read up and understand is, suppose Abhishek, you are there, right? And I'm there,
Mhm.
right? We go to a restaurant separately. And
Yes.
suppose in our food there's hair. Me being a hotelier, I would be like, "Dai, khana ma kapal khasyo aur ko liai dinu," right? But you might not be a hotelier, you would sue the restaurant for it, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have to understand the guest psychology. The trick is to first listen, never give excuses. Guests are not fools, and nowadays guests have spending power. पहिले जस्तो छैन कि त्यो फ्री को खाना आछ हैन. If someone is coming and staying in a hotel which I was working in for about $100 or $300 or $400 a night, that person can afford, right?
Yes, sir.
So they've not come for freebies because हाम्रो बानी के छ भने ए यो गेस्टले यसै गरेछ, because first understand what the problem is. Because I'll be honest with you, I've been complained to the PM office, my hotel has been complained to the PM office because of a guest ego, right? But afterwards that person himself apologized and sent a letter, right? So it completely depends on the psychology of the guest. Fortunately, I did psychology in school, so I'm still an avid reader on psychology. So, the action, the demeanor of the guest, is he aggressive? First calm him down. Always remember, when you're dealing with a guest and he's pissed off, never have him on the lobby. Always say, please, sir, can you come to the side? So that other guests don't come and look at it, right? So these are basic things. Again, a guest experience, guest complaint handling is a complete different topic altogether, right? Yes. Because you can't, I know they teach you in college for theory, right? Even we got taught, right? Yes, but it is completely BS, because theoretical knowledge doesn't apply on handling guest complaints. It is through experience, through time, through different situation you handle, and how many situations would you put yourself forward to handle, right? So that is the main thing about guest complaint handling. I can't give you a SOP on it. I know people have SOP on it, right? They give you guidelines, how much can you compensate to the guest if it's this complaint, that complaint, but that's generic. But there are times when for a very small complaint, I've compensated a lot because the guest was like furious, right? But certain complaints where I thought the guest is going to take us for a ride, didn't even take one thing and became a friend and left, right? So it completely depends on the guest.
Okay, sir. So I have another question from Mr. Supresh, and he's a student of BHM from NATM. And his question pretty much, I guess you have already answered to it, but I would like you to address to his questions too. So his question says, how to tackle difficulties during the journey of hotel?
Yeah, I just saw it. So I won't waste time on it. So Supresh, thank you for the question. And how to tackle the difficulties during journey of hotelier. Again, it is the same to what I mentioned before about the obstacle, which I think, Shiring had asked, right? Similar question. So difficulties can be your personal, can be guests, can be your colleagues, but this hotel industry is not, we are not scientists, right? So if a formula doesn't work, that doesn't mean our project is gone. Everything has a solution if you put your mind to it, right? Yes. People don't put mind to it. You let your insecurities take over, your fear take over. I wouldn't have reached here in such a short time in hotel industry if I didn't take risk. You have to take risk, and anything can be an obstacle. Like I told you, you yourself can be an obstacle, right? Maybe you don't want to learn. Maybe you think you know too much, right? Yes, I've seen people who have just passed out of college coming to the hotel and acting like they are the boss when they don't even know the basic implication of ARR and RevPAR, when to increase what, right? And how does it impact your occupancy? How does it impact your revenue? Till you don't reach that stage, just learn and keep your mouth shut, right? That's what I did, right? Till you don't know everything, keep your mouth shut. Simple as that.
So now it's time for some anonymous questions. I'll not be taking the names. So there is stress everywhere, and just tell how do you handle your stress, sir?
Okay. Hotel industry is a very stressful job.
Yes, sir.
Right? But at the same time, if you are passionate and you love it, right? Because for me, stress would be something that I want to achieve in my personal life and I haven't, right?
Yes,
that would be my stress. But if you tell me waking up in the morning early or working late hours, or boss giving you trouble, those things you will handle it yourself, because once you become good with your work and you understand how to deliver, your stress automatically goes. It's not about every day you can have stress if you want. positively or negatively. Now your boss might say, turn around and say, you're like, I'll give you a small, quick example. When I just joined JW Marriott in Mumbai, I was a management trainee, excellent. We had learned theory and all, but when you are in the real world, it's very different. You get confused. It was a big hotel. All the celebrities used to come there. It was a VVIP hotel, and till date is doing very well. But I couldn't perform. I was so nervous. So my bosses who were there used to say, oh, Arya, you are incompetent. You can't even do this much. Oh, you came from IHM. You're a management trainee. You are going to be our boss tomorrow. And you don't know this much. So, either you take it as a demeaning thing and you feel bad about it, right? Or you say, okay, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to work hard for it, right? And that's how you need to do. And I'm a little sorry. I'm very blunt and raw giving my answer because I don't prepare. Right? I've never prepared in my life for any presentation, anything, right? Okay. I don't like preparing. So please don't mind my words, but that is the hard-hitting truth. People will put you down. People won't teach you. But you need to ensure that you do it yourself, right? I've gone through it. I succeeded. I have no issue. After my projects work, don't work, I don't care. But I would love to go back to hotels. I love that industry. I can do 10 times much more now, right? So that's what I would say. So stress is a frame of mind, how you take stress as.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I became pretty much interested in this thing. Like, I want to know, what was your average work hours? Like, tell in terms, like when you were working as an executive, also as an head of department, and finally when you reached your target of being a general manager, sir. Just tell us, what was your average working hours? Was there any difference?
College, we were taught one thing. Hotel industry has exact time to enter, but no time to exit, right? So yes, if you are doing a 9-hour shift or 10-hour shift and you think you are doing great, you are very wrong. If I do 9-hour shift, my average productivity would be about 4 to 5 hours, because 4 hours, 3 hours, we faff around, we go for lunch breaks, smoke breaks. I smoke, so smoke break. You have to talk to your team. It happens. So on an average, 9 hours, you do 5 hours productivity. So I used to work on an average 18 hours with a productivity of 12 hours. 6 hours used to be meeting team and everyone and all. That is one thing. Then another thing is, even as a general manager, my front office manager was there. Excellent guy, wonderful guy, Pratik Bajpai. I still remember his name, even after 3 years, 4 years, because he and me, when I was a general manager, did a shift up to 3 days continuous, right? Because even as a leader, if I want my team to work more than me or work for long hours, first I have to show them I can work for long hours, right? Because everyone has families, everyone has commitments, right? So it is lead by example. Till you don't lead by example, it's not going to happen. So work hours is something I don't even calculate, but yeah, average work hours would be 18 hours easily. Even till date, I sleep for 4 hours a day. So that's a habit.
That is surprising, sir.
What will be the journey?
We have this question from Mr. Sandeep Chudali. He is a student of BHM and from Lovely Professional University, Punjab, India. And he has asked, after completion of the course, what will be the journey? Though COVID-19 makes the hotel industry break down, as a hotelier should face difficulty in the future. That is what he has asked, sir.
Yeah. So there is no doubt COVID has screwed everyone, right? Every industry. That's without doubt. Within Nepal, if you guys have read the news, 22% industries, people have been laid off, right? In Nepal itself. I think people do not even read news here, most of you, I know it, right? So learn to read global news, national news, update yourself what is happening, because the global impacts Nepal by the end of it, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is ensure you are updated, right? And for this question, yes, but at the same time, if countries like India is a booming, like since the question is from India is a booming industry, it'll come back like that because they have a lot of corporate business. They have MICE business. They have a lot of these corporate houses and everything, right? There's weddings, there's the sheer population can support the country.
Okay,
Now,
sir.
how the government of Nepal, how does hotels in Nepal, how does travel agents in Nepal promote domestic tourism, right? That depends on more job employment, more revenues and all, because now the country for the next 1 year, 2 years can mainly sustain through domestic tourism. International tourism will be a little hard to come by, but always remember, in every chaos, there's opportunity. You need to find the gap in the market and find that opportunity for yourself, right?
Okay, sir.
So
So
that
we
is
have
important.
a question from the attendee now.
Or,
He's Yubes Fresta, student of BHM from Natham, and he has written, what kind of environment may arise for the hospitality industry after this global pandemic going on?
look, like I told you, again, the same thing, you know, it's a similar question. Now, just let me read it once.
Also, these questions are being asked by the participants,
Oh,
by
just
the
now?
attendees. Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, what? Again, please.
Just a minute, sir. He is
What kind of
asking what
environment
kind
may
of
arise
environment.
for the hospitality industry after this global pandemic on? Now, to be very honest, you are
Yes,
the changes that you'll see is a lot of digitalization will be happening.
definitely,
You
sir.
know, first and foremost, because
Yes.
even we were launching an online platform like something similar to booking.com for Nepal and only selling Nepal, right? It was launching, the app was launching in May, but obviously we knew in Feb that we can't launch it, right? End of Jan, first week of Feb, we knew this COVID is going to screw us over. So we didn't launch it, right? So digitalization is going to be a key factor, but at the same time, like I told you, it is going to change people the way you think. Now, simple. How many months, sorry, has the lockdown been there? 6 months now going on. Yeah. So what have you guys done? There's okay, excluding me, 72 participants. What have you guys done in this 6 months to educate yourself to learn things?
Anybody
How
wants to
many of
share?
you? Okay, no,
Are
no.
we asking them, sir?
How many of you have really made an effort? Do you know what you study is the first question. You study bachelor's, whatever you study. The end topic is what? Management, right? What is management? When he questioned me, why did you go into tech business? I'm into management industry. I'm not specified to hotels,
Yes, sir.
right? A hotelier can be in administration in any sector, can be in PR in any sector, can be in accounting, can be anywhere in any sector of the industry in the world.
Yes, sir.
So why do you have a mind block that you are just a hotelier? You are a management person, a management student. You are not a hotel student. Okay?
Okay, so that's interesting, sir.
It's
So the
management.
student forget the word management in this course.
Exactly. That is the biggest thing what even education centers over here, they don't teach you.
Interesting, sir.
I've seen hundreds and I've tried mentoring. These people approach me in the past months I must have tried about mentoring 100 students in the past 6 months. Not even one succeeded except for Abhishek, right? Because they were lazy. They didn't care. They didn't even know how to write a CV, right? So the question comes is how much effort have you made in the 6 months to say you deserve a job, you deserve work, or you are a #1 student in your college, it doesn't make a difference. That #1 student of my college left hotel industry within 1 year, right?
Okay.
So that is all complete BS for me. It's just excuses for me that when you say, oh, we don't find jobs, we can't get this, we can't get that. How hard have you worked, right? If I'm so interested to get a job, right? And I really
Yes, sir.
need the money in this COVID, I would have got 3 friends in my community, done home delivery within the community, right? How many of you, like I will charge you 10 rupees per item I deliver at you, doorstep. Print out flyers and give it. How many of you have done that? And you sit there and trip about doing well in life and you deserve better. No, no one deserves better. You have to work hard for it. No one is going to come and say you're good. I challenge anyone sitting here to come and have a debate with me on hotel industry. I'll ask you 5 questions, answer those 5 questions. I'll hire you.
Okay, so we have another question from Sandeep Chetri.
Yeah, please.
And he has written, what will be the job vacancy for the fresh graduates as this pandemic hits the hotel industry a lot?
Again, it's the same thing. How well are you prepared? Like, because for me, experience matters, right? 30% experience matters by the end of the day.
Yes, sir, of course.
By that time, I was 23 years old. I was handling 100 staff and my duty managers.
That's amazing, sir.
By the time 27, I was handling head of departments, right?
Yes, sir.
So the question comes is, the reason why I reach so fast is because I bloody worked hard for it. I worked my ass for it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
didn't get it on the platter, not because my father is known to the people I get positioned, right?
Yes,
so the question comes is, how hard are you ready to work? How well are you prepared? Are you, if you want to be you want to strike an interview of a front office manager and you are a fresher, you can. But have you prepared like a front office manager to do that? Do you know what a DRR is? Do you know what report comes? Do you know how to analyze your report? Since you don't know that, it is going to be tough. How much have you in the 6 months prepared yourself to sit for a job interview?
Yes,
right?
sir.
How many of you know what to wear for a job interview? How many of you know what is your, you know, how, when CVs come, right? I get 100 CVs. I've got 100 CVs for a job. 90% people are rejected on the basis of their CV. I don't even meet them.
Okay, sir.
So never bullshit on your CV, right? Never write something that you don't know. You don't know, people will teach you. When I hire, I don't hire how much you know, right? I can pick up a donkey and tell him, okay, your A ho, your B ho, press karo. You know, anyone can do that. When I interview a person, I see the fire in them. Will they be able to deliver it or not? Rest, I'll teach them. The company will teach them, right? So it is, how badly do you want it, right? You all talk about how will we freshers get job opportunities. So now we've passed out. How hard have you worked on yourself? How hard have you developed yourself? How good is your English? I couldn't speak English till I was in 12th. I was in one of the best schools in India.
Yes,
right?
sir.
I couldn't speak, but I made an effort. I started listening to English music. I started reading English books, watch English movies, try to speak in English with my friends, even if I couldn't. And still I'm learning because there are many words I don't know, right? Which I learn every day. So these job questions is the worst questions to ask me because I get very pissed off of it.
Okay,
Because
sir. So we also have time limitation. So I'll ask you another question, which is very much important. And I'm asking you this now.
Job related question is answered, right? We don't take any job related questions, right? You're not prepared to ask me that question. First be prepared, then ask me if you deserve a job or not, or how will we get it?
I have another question, another tail question to that. So if it's skills that are important to surviving in the industry, then who is responsible to build those skills in the students, sir? Is it the government or the CTVT or universities or the tourism businesses themselves or students themselves, sir?
Question comes is, first is the university, because you know it's always your school, right? I got educated today. My theory was clear is because of my school, right? Second is the responsibility of the student themselves. How do you apply? Because most of us rotto and give exam. How do you apply what you've learned, right? That is very important. This is what is not taught in colleges. They just teach you how to take check-in, check-out in that mock room, do role play. That, you know, that doesn't help. It doesn't help. But application of ARR, RevPAR, you know, what is yield management? What is revenue management? What is GOP, NOP? How do you come to that conclusion? How do you take your unsecured loans to the company? These are the applications that they are supposed to teach, and none of the education system teaches that here. Because when we passed out of college, we knew our budgeting, forecasting, everything to the T, right? Which even a manager didn't know in a hotel working, right? So it depends on the institute because they charge a lot over here. right? And the
Yes, sir.
student, and that is what I believe in, students should get the best of damn education if you're paying for it. So first is the institution. You know, everyone gets these alumni in the institution and show people who have succeeded. And everyone thinks, oh, timi yo bन्छ 4 जना देखाएर त्यो बन्छ 6 जना student. 6 जनामा 1 जना बन्ला त्यस्तो.
Yes, sir.
So, but show the masses, show people who have become executives, show people who have struggled and become a manager. You know, those are the exposure the students should get, reality of life. Over here, every student I've met when I was in Salty, there used to be students from Natham, Silver Mountain, everywhere, right? Coming for intern. And that is the only place where you pay for intern. You know, that first time I saw was in Nepal that you pay for intern. So the students' attitude itself was like, oh, म त executive बन्न लाग्छु, म त यो बन्न पर्यो, म यस्तो काम गर्दिन. Dude, the day you think you can't do it, why have you joined? You've just wasted your parents' money. Hotel industry is not for people who have shock, who have to, eh, म यो गर्न सक्दिन, म यो छुन्दिन, ओहो यो घिन लाग्यो, त्यो bathroom कोले सफा गर्छ. If you are that kind of a person, then dude, and I'm telling you, it's not too late, shift your industry.
Okay,
Back.
sir.
Right? Next question.
Okay, sir, I'll read out the next question. There is a question from Ms. Sarina Pradhan, and she has written, how to cope up with the current situation and start up businesses with the new normal?
Sorry, I just need to see the question. Is it on the chat or?
Yes, sir. No, sir, it's in the document file I sent you.
So is Sarina here?
How to cope up with the current situation and the startup business.
I'm a little confused because startup businesses with the new normal. Like, does she mean by like business which start from scratch, or I'm just a little confused about that.
So, Sarina, are you there? If you are easy to share your visual and audio, then I can request Deepak to allow you to share your audio and visual. I guess isn't there, but if you
anyway, how I understand this question, if she was there, it would have been better, but this is how I understand it. How to cope up with the current situation? First, follow all the government rules. Wear your mask, wash your hands, right?
Yes, sir.
And you'll be safe. It's that easy,
yes, sir.
Right? It's not rocket science. Second, any startup business, anything that you do can be successful even during this time. Suppose you are investing in certain business, understand what business are getting shut, which are not being allowed. There are a lot of data. There are a lot of people who help you do data mining, data things and all. You know, you can get experiences on it.
Yes,
so
sir.
the question comes, if you want to do hotels is shut. You can't do anything about it.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you have to look up, during your free time in 6 months, I would have been very, you know, I've not met one person who I've mentored, except for Abhishek and his team, who have done such a fantastic job all the time, and few other people, but most of the people are just there on TikTok, right? And all these Facebook and Instagram. Like recently, I moved out of social media. It was taking up my time, right? So it's upon you. What is important for you?
Yes, sir.
Right? So business will be as usual. Problems are going to be there. So you have to have a very experienced person to be involved in your businesses so that they can guide you the right way if you're doing wrong or right. Again, putting in money in your business, if you do not know your budget, you don't know your forecast, you don't know how to do things, don't even invest.
Okay, sir. So shall we move to another question?
Yeah.
So I have this question. We all know that COVID has made an immense impact on the tourism industry. As we can also sense some tourism professionals themselves are running away from the industry, shifting to some other sector. I want to ask you if it is also the time that tourism and hospitality students should also be thinking about changing their course of study. This is a serious question, sir.
No, that is the dumbest thing you can do. You've worked hard for it. You believe in it, and you'll find a way for it.
Like we are concerned about this.
Just a second, Abhishek. Like I told you, my entire investment was on a project related to tourism, right?
Yes.
We didn't do it. But did we sit back and think, no, we can't do that? But we came up with projects which got nothing to do with tourism, but is a need of the hour for the country, right? So
Yes.
idea is, this is the tough time, this is the test. What are you going to do? If you're going to stay home, you're comfortable staying home, how are you developing yourself? How are you educating yourself more? So that when it opens, are you prepared to sit for an interview, right? People running away from the hotel industry and all is all crap. No one is running away from anywhere. Okay. All my hoteliers friend, all the people I know here in Nepal in hotels, everyone is working, right? And as a student, you still have few years to complete. So I think by next year, COVID should be under control, hopefully. I
Hopefully,
don't
sir.
trust Russia, but I don't know, right? So let's see what happens, right? So don't take, this is a very impulsive decision. You know,
Yes.
you still have time. Take your time. Always remember, medical industry, hotel industry will never die out. People will
Okay.
travel, people will be there, people will eat, people will fall ill, people will wear clothes. So these are
Yes, sir.
industry, consumer industry never dies out. Please understand that much.
So this is just a temporary thing. I hope,
Yeah.
I'm hopeful about that, sir. So we have another question. I guess you should be answering this in short. This is question from Miss Paru Nagarkoti, student of BHM from Atharva Business College. And she's asking, as we know the situation of the world at this time, how hotels are providing accommodation facilities to people? How are they doing? Is it safe for staff? Please answer it in short, sir.
I'll be honest with you, till now, my previous hotels, I'm still in touch with my colleagues, the general managers and everyone.
Okay, sir.
And I think hotels are doing a fantastic job taking care of their staff. You know, Solti has been operating for a couple of months and they're doing, I think Anjana took that classes, right? And so Solti has done a fantastic job. And till now, I'm really not, and they're following that 14 days quarantine for every staff who comes for shift, doing all that. They're doing whatever contact tracing they're doing for their staff. So till now, luckily, there's nothing like Solti. If you remember, Royal Nepal Airlines, I mean, Nepal Airlines crew got, they tested positive in Solti, right?
Yes, sir.
And they were quarantined. So not even one staff got it. So I'm sure they're doing a good job. And India's hotels are all opening. Just 3 days back, Crown Plaza, Okhla opened. So I was
Yes.
there with my colleague. We were just having a chat and he said, oh, you know, we've opened.
So we are all, hopefully
yeah, they're safe. Yeah, hotels. I've been in hotels industry for so long, and at least in the industry that I've worked, and the hotels and the general managers I've worked under, except for 1, 2, I won't name them. They've been very nice to the staff, and staff has been that the team members have been their priority, right? So
okay, sir.
yes.
So we have
So
this
they,
question from the attendee. She is Prakriti Gimire, Miss Prakriti Gimire, and she has written, during this lockdown, I have completed certain course and gained 9, 10 certificates and learned 4 to 5 non-fictional books. How will this express in my CV and my attitude during interview? What do you say,
you
sir?
know what? I think, Prakriti, that is a fantastic thing you did, because it would. Like, if I get to know that your college was shut and you had no job or you're not doing anything, but you utilize that time to enrich your knowledge, what are the certifications you got that would interest me, on what subjects, what topics, right? And also reading novels, don't put it on your CV, because that you should be doing normally, right? To enrich yourself, because
Uh, but you can grow
online
out of that, sir.
courses, online courses and certifications would really help, and especially during this time, and especially when you mentioned during the COVID time, I utilized my time doing this. That would really, like, if I see a CV like that, and that is a good thing, Prakriti, you brought up. I think I wouldn't think like that to put it on my CV, and that is a good one.
Okay,
Let
so
me tell
sir,
you that.
so you talked about certificates. So I personally know you, and I'm asking you this question: is master's degree requirement for a GM? Is the certificate of master's degree requirement for being a
My,
GM?
my, my father thought, till I didn't become a room division manager, he thought I had honors in bachelor honor in hotel management. I didn't do my dissertation because it was too long. I just got bachelor's degree, right? So I don't think so I did that bad, right? So
Yes, sir.
When it comes to hotel, it is all about your performance, 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 performance. Nothing else matters. Nothing else.
So
How
that's
good
the
you.
only thing we should be focusing on, sir.
And always remember,
Once we
your
get
biggest
once we get
competition.
into the industry.
Just a second, Abhishek. The biggest competition of yours is yourself, not your colleagues, not your boss. I don't let anyone inspire you. Learn good things from them. No
Yes,
one should be your inspiration, and no one should be your role model till you
yes.
don't reach there. Once
Okay.
you realize you've reached your ultimate destination and you can't go beyond that, then you start making a role model. But till then, dude, just take good things from others, make yourself better.
Okay,
You
sir.
don't
So
have
I
to be like me. You'll never be like me. I'll never be like you. You know?
okay, sir. So I guess I'll be taking this last question, and we don't have any more questions for this segment. And this
Yeah.
question is from Mr. Dipen Tuladar, BTTM Natham, and he's asking, after this pandemic is over, how can we move forward and carry on tourism in Nepal?
Well, tourism now, I mean, unfortunately, we have a very weird think tank and things and all everywhere. I can't comment on that because I've got a lot of people I know and who are related, family, friends onto it. But the only thing everyone talks about tourism in Nepal is only precautions.
Yes, sir.
You know, no one has really spoken, and that's what till that pawn site didn't open in that ministry, tourism ministry thing,
Yes,
I
sir.
was going to ask that question. I said, these are all precautions, right? Where is the solution?
Yes,
Where
sir.
is the damn solution,
Yes, sir.
right? How do we operate? Because Thailand has opened. Now, you know, Thailand has come up with the idea that every tourist entering now Thailand has to stay for 30 days minimum. Why don't we do that? The thing is, it's not rocket science. You just copy what other countries are doing, do it in your country. But even that much little bit of brains people don't have over here. You know, and I don't waste my time doing that is because I'm not the government, right? Because these are decisions taken by the government, right?
Okay. Sir.
These are
So,
some things which some lobbying, all this is required. But like I said, we have ideas, we are approaching them. Let's see how it goes. So we don't know. You know, I can't really comment on it, but it totally depends on the government. It's nothing to do with any hotels, any player, because all of us are suffering, right?
so government is just being optimistic, but not explaining how. That's
No,
what.
they are just teaching you about precautionary measures. Now they're saying you should follow this precaution. All these precautions you have to take. But are they saying that we are
That's
going
not
to
enough.
start like this? Like I'm going to send you domestic tourism will start like this? No, no. So where is the
Yes.
solution? There are small businesses who have taken loan. People
Yes.
are going to go bankrupt. It's not a
Yes.
joke. You know, for me, I can stay in a lockdown for 1 more year. It doesn't affect me. But
Yes.
that is me being selfish, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why my partners are lobbying. We are pushing it. If it doesn't come, we go to the media. You know, because we want to help the people who are really suffering. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know, so it's government. You can't do anything about it. And unfortunately, we are to be blamed, not our government, because we vote for them. And all of you are above 18. Next time, make sure you vote the right people. Always vote. You know, because
Okay,
of us, this is what we suffer.
okay, sir. So I guess we are at the end of our second segment.
So let's
So
go.
we'll be having questions. We'll be having
You know
generic
what?
questions.
Can we minus the anonymous questions?
Okay, sir, we can do
Right?
that. But I have three questions. I guess I should be asking
Okay,
that.
sure.
So we did our first session focusing on women empowerment.
Hmm.
The workshop was named Women in Tourism Entrepreneurship. What are your views on empowering women, sir? Do you really think women need empowerment?
I'll be honest, if for me, that is the most bullshit shit I've ever heard in life because I have two sisters. They have more privileges than I have in my house, right? I'm treated separately. And at my workplace, when I joined as a management trainee, right, I had very powerful, very strong managers who were women. Like they used to abuse me in Hindi, right? So I
Yes,
had
sir.
very strong managers who were women who and I'm not kidding. For me, I'm more scared of a woman colleague than a man because women have creativity, right? Which no man has, okay? So women, I always have thought, can do 10 times more better than men. It's just that unfortunately, yes, we have to have measures to empower women. We have to do it because our society is like that. Like as we know in Nepal, if a girl works a night shift and goes back, the neighbor will say, "Oh, kahan gayeko tapaiko chori?"
Yes,
Dude,
sir. That's
grow up, dude. World has changed. Globalization has come. You know, it's bullshit, right? My elder sister was working with Himalayan Times. Then she got married. Now she's a housewife. She enjoys, she does freelance writing in India. My younger
so.
sister
Do you
opened a
think the industry is being dominated by men?
hotel
In
industry. No doubt, yes. There's no doubt. The
and shouldn't
ratio of
we be
women and
empowering women on that?
men are very high.
And shouldn't we be empowering women on that
The
context?
question comes is it also depends on the women themselves and the families need to grow up, right?
Yes.
Like my sisters have never been restricted of anything,
Okay, sir.
right? Because you make mistakes, you learn, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not that women are going out in the middle of the night. That means they're doing something wrong,
Yes, sir.
right? First, we all have to change our mentality as a
Okay.
society,
Okay, so
right?
sir, we did our second session
No, this
on.
is very important. Last thing, wait, don't cut.
Okay, sir. Okay, so let it end.
The reason with our society is you see it yourself. Would you like your girlfriend to do this, do that? No, because the mentality of men in every industry is like that,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Our company is going to be led by a woman CEO. There are going to be 70% women are going to be in my company.
That's amazing,
Only
sir.
30% men, right?
That's interesting.
Just now as we speak, we've already selected our woman CEO, and how old is she, 24 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
Because she's going to train under me. So that's the only reason. Yeah. Please go ahead. Next question.
Okay, sir. So we did our second session focused on mental health. Actually, it was a third session, and it was about yoga and meditation. So have you ever practiced yoga or meditation in your life?
I have very low focus in these things. I think for me, I find it very waste of time. Okay, for myself, but I would suggest who does it is fantastic. Fantastic, because my mind works too much. I think a lot, right? So I've tried. They did Art of Living once in college. Me, my friends didn't even last 5 minutes before we were thrown out of the class, right? I start laughing. Okay, I don't know why. I still can't concentrate when I do meditation or something, but it is important. Yeah, I nowadays I've left exercising. It is important to exercise. Main thing, whatever you do,
Yes.
keep your body healthy, eat right.
Okay,
That
sir.
is very important. That is very, very important.
Okay, so
It
we
is
have this
important.
question.
It's just
Okay,
that
sir.
I don't do.
Okay, so I guess most of them will be doing, because I can see many participants over here. They were also attended the session Mind Matters. So
No, it
another
does
question.
make a huge difference. Maybe after I'm 45, another 10 years, then I'll start more looking into that.
Okay, sir. Another question from Sanjeevani Subedi. She's a student of BTTM Natham, and she's writing, how would you solve an issue with an extremely irate guest?
Like I said, a guest complaint can be, like I said, I mean, in the start, that you might complain about a hair, and you might sue the restaurant for the hair. I might just say, like, dish. So, like I said, psychology, read a lot on guest handling, read about a lot of incidents. You get it. Nowadays, you get it. When we were in college, we had to go to library. Not that bad also, but I didn't know how to use net that way, except for chatting and things like that time. So it was used to be more library understanding. Now everything is on your phone, and there's no excuse for it. So read a lot about customer complaint and handling. The more you gain knowledge, the more experience you have. And the best way you can do is do it at your home, because your parents are sometimes pissed with you. So how do you handle that? Your sister, brother, your friends are pissed with you. How would you handle that? Right? It is
Okay.
similar. So how well can you make the situation go down? Right? Diffuse the situation is what you need to do. Right? So that is again a course, but again, it's not theory and you can't teach someone that. You learn. But basics you can teach. You'll know what to do, what not to do, do's and don'ts.
Yes, sir, definitely. So another question from Korniva Maharzan, BTTM Natham, and she has written, do a hotel's fixed costs disappear if room go vacant? Why or why not?
Yes. Now, I'll give you a quick example of this. Hotel rooms are perishable items is for one reason and one reason only. Suppose I have 30 rooms to be sold, 10 rooms to be sold on 3rd July, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? So on after 12 p.m. a.m. after, let's say today, after 12 a.m. today, that room goes to next day, right? So I've not sold it. So it's gone. That revenue is gone for me, right? But an apple can be kept for 12 to 28 days, right?
Okay, sir.
So hotel rooms is one of the most perishable items. Please remember that. Is because you have committed that every day that 110 rooms should be sold. That is your target.
Yes.
If you sell 8 rooms, that means you lost 2 rooms, right?
Yes, sir.
Because it goes to the next date. So that is the simple logic of it. That's the simplest way I'll explain it to you. Next.
Okay, sir. There is a question from Janisha Mokhtan, BSTM NCM College. So what are the core areas of hotels? She's asking.
Uh, um, I did
What
the
are the
core areas,
of
core area, every area is a core area because one department can't function about others.
Yes, sir.
Please remember, every department in hotel is as important as the other. No one is low, no one is big, no one is better or bad. I know I've worked in every department of hotel, and you have to know every department of hotel. There's no core area of someone which, is the main reason for a hotel to function. Every team member of a organization is important, right?
Okay, sir.
So at core areas of hotel, your teacher should be teaching you this. Yes, please.
Another question from Bipina Sapkota, BTTM Natham, and she's asking, as she wants to know about the challenges and opportunities in hotel sector.
Opportunities, there's enough. There's tremendous. But if you've restricted your opportunities just to Nepal, right, then that's your bad luck. I can't say anything to you. Challenges, like I said, is what you create, what you provide. Because like I said, hotel industry we are not scientists, right? There's always a solution. You can give me the weirdest problems of a guest, I'll solve it for you. There will always be a solution, right? So challenges is how you take it.
So we have another question from Sujita Maharzan from Natham, and she has written, can you describe your method of prioritizing hotel maintenance tasks?
This question I was just reading earlier, I didn't understand this question. What maintenance task? So if she's there, if she can just elaborate on it, it would be easier.
Sujita Maharzan, are you there?
I think we can, maybe you might have an email or something you can write to her and ask what she wants. We can just maybe mail her afterwards or something like that.
Okay, sir, sure.
Right.
Let's go to another question. I guess that will be better. Just a minute. So we have a question from Aditya Jha, Natham BTTM. He has asked, what could be the possible career from BTTM through hotels?
Like I said, what restricts you to not have that possible career? Tomorrow, if I want to be a lawyer, I'll start studying laws. In 5 years, I'll be a lawyer. So what stops you from doing anything?
Yes, sir.
The question comes is, what is your skill set? And if you have targeted, it can be travel in the travel agency, it can be hotels. Oh, he wants it in hotel.
Yes, sir, hotel.
Oh yeah, you can do fantastic.
Student of travel and tourism.
Yeah.
So he's a student of travel and tourism, and he wants to.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't. My apologies. That was my mistake of not reading it. If you've read travel and tourism, it gives you such a big advantage. But if you're working in Nepal, right? But at the same time, BTTM doesn't teach you enough about hotels. And that should be very important. Because that opportunity should be given to any tourism related students. Because hotels are just growing everywhere, everywhere. So
Yes, sir.
challenges in hotels specifically you will have, but if you've learned, if you made effort to go and learn everything about hotels, no one can beat you. But at the same time, you go to a hotel in India, your BTTM teaches you about Nepal much, right? And sustainable tourism. That might not be applicable in another country. So just be
Okay.
careful of that. So both, even for hotel management students, know about global trends about hospitality. It's all on your phone instead of TikTok and dancing, okay? And
Okay.
wasting your time.
Okay. So we have another question from Posan Raj Regmi, BHM Natham, and his question goes like, despite the fact that Nepal has enough opportunity in the tourism business, many tourism entrepreneurs are facing the problem of unprofessional employees. How can a person like me work on talent acquisition and management in the short run, being in the position of a management committee of a small restaurant?
Well, is he there?
So person, are you there? If you want to allow, if you want to share your voice and visual, then I can ask the technical wing to allow you to do that.
I think there are a lot of good questions also that people have done on the chat, which would be good to answer slowly. Yeah, there are not many, so we can ask.
Okay, sir.
So he's not there.
I guess
So
he's there, so
if you
can
can get his
yeah.
email, if you can get his email, because this I need to be more specific, because what he's written is little confusing for me, because it is important to divert, because is he working in a restaurant committee and he wants to do talent acquisition? What kind of talent acquisition he's talking about, right? So that has to be a little more clearer. The simpler the questions, the easier I can clear your doubts. But merging everything together, I won't understand what you are really looking for. So if you can tag that question and maybe write to him what he really meant, then I can surely answer it offline today, tomorrow, whenever.
Okay, Posan, we'll make sure that we'll do address your questions. So let's go to another question from Rikesh Mahajan, BTTM Natham, and he has asked, with all these tech organizations like Airbnb and Oyo disrupting the industries, what would our hotel industry look like in the next 5 years globally?
One thing you have to understand, Airbnb again is a brand which only sells homestays. Oyo takes only certain particular low grade hotels and some high hotels. So every segment is very different, right? So it's not that it's going to kill other hotels or brands or chains. It's never going to happen, right?
Okay,
It
sir.
will only grow. So adding on to that, like Oyo, just now Oyo, the biggest competition Oyo has in India just now is Fab Hotels. They're eating the market like anything in India, right? So, dude, whenever you open something and you start dominating the market and trying to be a monopoly, there'll be 10 others who start eating your market share in a better way. So everyone will only prosper. The more disruptive models come, the more ideas generate, more better ways come out to fill the gaps, right? So I think it will only increase the possibility of other hotels to come in and other ventures, other startups to on similar grounds to come into the country, this country, wherever.
Okay, sir, beautifully said. So we have this question from Yaman Singh Thakuri, BHM Atharva Business College, and he is asking, can we open a new restaurant while reading a bachelor or not? What do you have
You
to
don't
say,
have
sir?
to even you don't have to even study to open a business, right?
Okay, okay, sir. So,
Because but are you sure I wouldn't invest 1 rupee of my hard-earned or my parents' hard-earned money on something that I don't have knowledge about? And always remember, before you open anything, always know your financials. Because the worst thing over here I've seen people doing is they think the idea is good.
yes, sir.
And I think there's a question on startups, so I'll answer that also.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So if you guys are planning to become an entrepreneur and you're trying to do a startup of your own, right? Please ensure that you have people who can teach you how to open a startup thing. Do not just go, because every time I've seen people don't know the basic. Okay. Is anyone, any of the participant would like, or any of the participant who can put on that everyone message who wants to do entrepreneurship or want to do a startup, so I can get you online and just engage one participant. I want to ask one question. Anyone who's interested in startup or starting their own business in future after completing your course, can you just, would you like to participate with me? I want to ask you one question.
Can we have some
Anyone?
audio?
Always remember, guys, no question is dumb.
We
Only
have
people
Karma
who don't
Karma Parkin. So
Perfect.
Deepak, can you
Karma,
unmute?
let's get you on. Can we get Karma on, please? Deepak, right? Deepak.
Deepak, can we unmute him?
Yes, already did.
Okay.
Karma, please.
Karma, how are you doing, guys? How are you doing?
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay,
Hello,
Karma,
Karma,
one
how are
quick
you?
question to you, then we'll carry on. When you are planning to be an entrepreneur or you're going to do your startup, what is the first thing you do? And you answer that question in 10 seconds without thinking. What do you do? When you are
Okay,
planning to open a business, what is the first thing you do? Tell me.
okay. Is my voice okay?
Yes.
Hello?
Perfect.
Okay. So I have been thinking before, before this, before I start this graduation, I mean, before selecting this tourism industry. So I have a certain plan and, certain vision to work on this. And I am working now as well because it's a lockdown over here.
I'll
And
stop you there, Karma. Karma, I'll
okay.
stop you there.
I just saw you got your answer.
Karma, I've
Absolutely right.
got my answer. Karma is the second person, the first person who answered this question out of hundreds of people I chatted with in this past lockdown. The
Mhm.
first person who answered that question is my CEO. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Karma is the second person who answered this question. The first thing before you start anything is your vision, right?
Yeah.
Your vision
Okay.
changes as you start doing your research work, as you start seeing the gap. You will
Yeah.
funnel it to a very specific market. So your vision can change, right? It can be even broader. So that tomorrow when you are doing that project, you are not seeing it to just a restaurant. Tomorrow you can do catering. Tomorrow you can do events. Tomorrow you can do banquets. Tomorrow you can open hotel chains from that brand, right? But you started with a tea stall. Remember that
Okay.
much. So
Okay.
vision, what Karma rightly said, which most of the people talk about, as he started saying planning, this, that. No, first is your vision. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is the most important thing
Yeah,
for
of course.
any project, your life, your career. Right?
And I
So,
have dropped one question as well about
sure,
this.
Karma,
But
please. Since you
Karma,
asked, I will.
okay, you can read the question yourself.
okay, I was asking that talking about you, how would you describe the market in Nepal? So before you take the initiation to start your own business, and how did you suffer in the running process, and how and you had a vision at the first phase, so did you stick with the same vision, or you have to change change little bit or little more with the condition you get in the market?
The question, excellent question. Look, vision never changes once you fixed it, right?
Okay.
Only your strategies change,
Thank you, Karma.
Okay.
Now you can mute yourself.
right?
Can I one more, please?
Yeah.
So-
So it's basically, excellent, Karma. So what happens is your vision remains. Suppose you want to open a restaurant, right? You're opening a restaurant, right? But suddenly COVID came. What will you do? You will not pay the upfront for the rent. Your strategy has changed, right? So only your strategy changes when you are doing a project and something goes wrong or something doesn't work. That is very important.
Yeah, so
Why don't you
sorry.
do this, Karma? If you are planning to become an entrepreneur, why don't you get in touch with Abhishek? We can take your what we can do is we can have a small session of interested people. Guys,
Of course.
any participants whose questions are not answered, they have more doubts, more things about their businesses, things and all. Why don't you fix a date with Abhishek, message it to him, and tell him, why don't I take a separate session where we don't keep time limit, right? Because I'm sure there are people who might be getting bored also, right?
Okay,
So
that so other attendees who have any other kind of queries like Karma do have, so you can just text me anytime, okay? And we'll make sure that we can arrange a session with Arya sir. So I hope you're okay with that.
yeah. Just let me know.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, let's. We are running out of the time, so I'll just read out the questions. Try to give short and sweet answers to that, sir. We have question from Sony Magar, BTTM Natham, and she has written, "Feels I can go."
Like again, the same question, what restricts you not to go into any field?
Okay,
Except
sir.
for technical, right? Technical part, we've not studied medical or engineering. So except for that, administration, marketing, or anything, even in medical, you can get into marketing, right? It's just knowing the knowledge of the product. That's
Yes,
about it. So nothing can stop you. It's just an excuse, So it's a management, the word management, guys. Don't forget that, what I've taught you today.
Yes, sir. Okay. So another question from Kasmira Shah, BTTM Natham, and the startups and all the concepts.
Whoever, it'll take me, it'll take me an hour.
Okay, sir. So
Right?
Kasmira, you can join next session. That
you can't ask me the
Which will be
description of
conducted.
startups. Yeah, it took me 2 years to understand it myself. Okay.
Okay, so we have question from Luna Puri, BTTM Natham. How to overcome unexpected crisis?
Well, is it personal? Is it at workplace? Workplace, they have risk and crisis management things placed. If there's a fire, whatever, natural disaster. Now, a personal that you have to fix for yourself.
Okay, sir. So we have one interesting answer. Let's say question from Ojan Joshi, BHM, NCCS. He has written, "I need a job." How can we help him, sir?
Ozone, don't ask me these questions. Okay? I need a job. Why haven't you got a job? Why are you sitting at home and asking on this forum? Not happening.
Okay, sir. So I guess I had this another question from Vijay Mahajan. Tell sir to read. Okay. So yes, we all agree that India is an expert in hotel industry, but it doesn't mean that Nepal is worst of the worst. We agree Nepal is lacking in this industry, but why are not experts like you are there to mentor the freshers of Nepal? Why not learning and being expert is not possible in Nepal? Why one should seek to go to India or other place to be an expert? How does that mean experts will not be ever be built in Nepal? Does that mean will not be expert in the industry in Nepal? So this question is from Vijay Mahajan.
I see.
I
Okay,
hope
okay.
you got the
First of all,
sense of that.
no one said Nepal is worse in hospitality. They are the most humble people you can work with, right? They are the most courteous, hospitable people you can work with. First and foremost. That is a wrong statement. I disagree with that. The question comes with experts, right? It starts with college, right? How well are your teachers? How do they teach you applications? How do they teach you the reality? Rather than college saying, oh, this many students pass out, we get 100% placement. Dude, the student is not taught to that level to go and understand it. Second, they affiliate with these fancy universities and all, but they're not teaching what needs to be taught, right? Question is, it's not about anything, it's about our education system. First. Second, the reason we need to go out is to learn. I went out, I didn't go out to India for that long. I went for 6 years, and before that college, school, and 1.5 years of work. I came to Nepal, learned what is the condition of Nepal, saw the gap, went back to India, learned everything, came back again, right? So it's not that I deserted my country. The question comes is, if you are getting paid 3.5 lakhs a month, right? That's a lot of money. I left that and came here. So the question comes is, most of the people can't do that. They have families to support, right? Just because I am little privileged and I have things in my life doesn't mean everyone can do that. So that is the reason everyone wants to provide their children education, their wife best of things, their boyfriend, girlfriends, whatever, right? So by the end of it, it comes down to money, because you need money to survive, whether you like it or not, right? So it's not that no one wants to. I think we Nepalese are the most patriotic people in the world. Like, I love Nepal. Like, if anyone says anything about Nepal, I can't take it. Like, even this saying worst of worst, that's why we are here to make it best, right? So
Okay.
I disagree with the first statement, but why not learning and being expert is not possible in Nepal. Again, education system, are your teachers worth enough, right? I'm not blaming every teacher or something, but there are key subjects, key things where it's sad for me when students ask me, what are the core departments of the hotel? Why is room perishable? These are things that were taught to us the first week when we joined, when they taught us front office as a subject, right? By first year, we were doing budgeting and forecasting. End of the first year of college.
So can we
right?
sum up
We learned-
your answer? So can you sum
Yeah.
up your answer? We are already
So
running out of our time.
Basically, even our education system needs to improve. Simple as that. Government has to set standards here. Nothing
Yes.
we can do. Nothing we can do.
So dear attendees, will not be taking any more questions because don't write your questions now.
But,
We already have
but
been.
I want you to take all these questions which is still there.
Yes, sir, they-
And what you do is, can't we do this? People who want to leave can leave. People who want their question to be answered, we can answer for another 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, sir, that can be done.
Let's be fair, because maybe someone really wants to ask, because there are a few questions which I think if someone wants to know, let's not be unfair, right? So anyone who wants to leave is most welcome to leave. The session is over. First of all, thank you all for your participation. He'll do his ending note. Thanks, Abhishek, the entire team. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's really good to have young mind, and I would love to have Abhishek sessions with 5-10 people,
Okay,
on
sir.
and off, where I can clear doubts, guide them, but I want people who are serious. I don't want people who just do it for the sake of it, right?
Okay. So another question from Grishma Niraula. She has written, what does excellent guest service mean to you?
Depends. It's going beyond the call of duty, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, I'll give you an example. All our hotel management students, so I'll give you this trick, okay? So once at 11 o'clock at night, I was an executive. A guest comes, he says, I need a SIM card. And obviously all the shops were shut in Bombay. I said, sir, just give me 1 hour, I'll try and get it for you. 1 hour I went, I took a break, had a cigarette, chilled out a bit, went to have a coffee, came up, called the guest. I said, sir, I'm extremely sorry I couldn't find your SIM card. But I tried, sir, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, I'll get it. Because 9 o'clock, the shop of the hotel used to open, right? So what did the guest think? That I tried, right? It's always about showing the guest what you've done. You go beyond the call of duty. Certain things are not written. Certain things, you don't say, sir, we can't do that. It's hotel's policy, right? People are lazy. And so excellent guest service would be, for me, if a guest doesn't expect that and you do it, go beyond their expectation, is where I think excellent customer services, even you feel good about it, that you've done it,
Yes,
right?
sir. So another question from Mr. Ravin Burtel from Natham. He has written, what kind of security does a hotel need to provide to the guest of different category?
Now, look, with my experience, VIP guests have their own, even the hotel does their normal security. VIP has their own security protocol, right? Second, hotels do on single lady travelers. They have a CCTV outside their room with a phone inside, so that if anyone rings the bell, they can see their face, right? So, and basic security, patrolling and things and all. And mostly you'll see it in 5-star hotels, or maybe 4-star, some 3-star. but lower categories can't afford to do that. So yeah, there are many measures according to situation, according to single lady travelers like I gave you. Their room will be given right next to the elevator. You know, their phone will be always there. They will be highlighted in the operator that their phone should be taken on priority, that room number. It can be an emergency. So, you know, different protocols are there. That's once you enter the hotel, then they will tell you what needs to be followed. You know, everyone has their own way of functioning.
Okay, sir. So we have another question from Miss Bina Kharki. She has written, can we say compromise is the main key to get going besides your passion of work? Compromise.
Where's the
Uh,
question? I want to read this question myself. Where is it?
so I can read it again. Can we say
Uh,
compromise is the main key to get going besides your passion of work?
no, I need to understand this question. I'm not understanding.
So Bina, are you
Uh,
there to elaborate the question? Or else we can go to the next question, sir. I guess she'll
Can you
join
just
the
message me that
10 minutes
question
mark.
once? Let me see. Because it's not showing on that everyone thing, right? Anyways, Bina, I'll answer your question if it's a little more clearer to me, please. Yeah, can we go next?
Okay, sir. We have question from Bina Karki. Sir, you said we need to work hard to get to the point where we want to be. So I would like to know how you prioritize things like job, family, friends, and other to get to this point today.
First, stop being on social media, right?
Yes, sir.
Stop joking around with your friends and meeting your friends all the time. One
Yes.
rule I had when I was working in Solti that I never go for a party or any drinking session on a weekday, no matter what. Even if I went for something, I never drank, never stayed late. So it is your discipline how you go ahead with it, right? About family and professional, only recently past 2 months I've been able to do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Or else I haven't, but you can always take out time. Like when you go to work, like I said, 3 hours in a shift, 9 hours, 5 hours of 6 hours is your productivity. So lower your break timings, eat lunch fast, make sure that all your breaks are done fast, right? So all that you have to do initially, right? So that is very important. And
Okay.
obviously, time management.
Yes.
Ensure when you wake up in the morning till you sleep, I've made Abhishek do this. Ask Abhishek how many hours did he have? Free. About 6 hours. He was doing nothing. Okay. Now I
Okay, sir.
hope he's made an effort on it because I'll kick his butt if he doesn't.
Okay, sir.
So,
Uh, So we have another question from Prakriti Gimire, and
sure.
hospitality, and she has written, hospitality is not about technical skills, it's all about leadership, mentoring, and collaboration. If I don't have any skills, only my leadership quality, will it make me survive in this industry? I don't have any skills, only my leadership quality, will it make me survive in this industry?
Look, without little interest on a particular field and knowledge about a field, how can you be a leader when you don't know it? Right? How are you going to, if you have leadership skill, you might be a leader among your friends. You might be a leader in your house, right? Workplace is different. Leadership comes naturally. Some say they are born, some say they are made. I don't know the answer, to be honest, right? I think it is the exposure. I think it's the confidence you gain out of your work. I think it's the confidence you gain out of knowledge. It's the confidence you gain out of meeting people, understanding, engaging, never saying no to something, never saying that I know it all, I'm a smart person, right? Don't show others down with your intelligence. Because there are 100 things you might not know, which the other person knows, right? So
Yes, sir.
it's like Kosto Bhanuvani, it's like, you know, it balances. You have to be like, if you go into a job and say, I'm a good leader at what? You don't
Yes,
even
sir.
know how to take a check-in, right? So leadership shows when you work. It's a natural characteristic or nature of a person, right? It will reflect in your work. So you have to have skills. One of the leadership तिमीले राखेर साथीभाइलाई मात्र देखाउन सक्छ, अरूकोलाई गर्न सक्दैन.
Yes.
That's what I would feel. I might be wrong in it, right? Maybe someone else has a different opinion. But for
Okay.
me, if you are a good leader, it has to show. Where are you going to show it if you don't have the skills?
Okay, sir. So we have
Leaders
another
always
question from. So are you continuing on that?
No, go on.
Okay, so we have another question from Ms. Upasna Thapa Natham. She has written, as we all know, most of the five-star hotels are located in Kathmandu and Pokhara in context of Nepal. Do this really affect the Nepali tourism industry, and how to manage or work on that?
Okay, the best part is she's from BTTM.
She hasn't mentioned that.
Okay. So by chance, if you are from BTTM, can you answer this question? Why does five-star hotel not opening in any other places affect it? Because you guys are taught that, right? But anyways, I'll cut it short. First of all, you have to understand what is Nepal's market. Nepal's market is a mid-segment market. It is not a high-end market like, let's say, Paris or even India, for a matter of fact. You know, it is a very budget segment market. And the reason is we do not provide that many services. Even if we do, people do not follow standards. You know, so we've not been able to really capture the niche market. So trust me, five-star hotel really doesn't affect Nepal's tourism at all. I mean, they get a lot of revenues. And if you notice, five-star hotels, more than the room revenue, the F&B revenue is always higher from banquets and all. So five stars not opening in other places don't make a difference, because even the tourists outside globally, Nepal is known as a budget destination, not as a niche destination.
Okay, so we have another question from Mr. Chiring Norbu. So he is asking, what kind of challenges will be there for the students studying BTTM or BHM? Will it bring more opportunities or will be reduced rather than previous years before COVID?
Again, competition has always been there in Nepal. There have been, obviously everyone, once your parents have spent so much money, you have studied so hard, spent so much money, invested I mean, I wouldn't say spent, but invested so much time and money into learning things. You do want a nice job, you want a management trainee, you want this, right? Unfortunately, the question comes is, like I was giving that example, like what helped me grow fast is I worked harder than others. I realized the requirement. If I'm a person who just now, if I was in your place and I was scared that after COVID, will I get a job or not? I would have contacted 20 hotels by now, told them I would join them as an OT today for training till this goes and learn things. So that hotel, once I pass out, will itself offer me that job. I have not offered one management trainee a job in my life because they never performed the way they were supposed to perform. Not even one. I was in Solti for 6 years, right? So you need to, if you are ready to develop yourself, nothing can stop you. You will easily get that position, even from experienced people, because experienced people in Nepal are still not very well versed with things. Okay?
Okay, sir. So we have another question from Ms. Sabina Balami. She writes, it is said that there is difference in study and working in the hotel industry. Is it true?
Like between theory and practical?
Yes, sir. In
Right?
study and
So
working place.
basically, in every industry, everything in your life, theory forms a base, right? But application to the theory, the reason is you are dealing with humans, right? Now, maybe Sabina might feel, oh, धेरै गर्मी छ, मलाई चिसो लाग्छ होला, होइन? So every human, every guest that comes, right? एक second, right?
Okay, sir.
Just give me a second. Let me go back to her. Because this is a good question that she's asked me. Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry, I thought
Yes,
the voice got stuck.
It is said there is a difference in study and working in the hotel industry. Is it true?
Yeah. So, sorry. I thought the voice went off. So, practical is completely different because you're doing with individuals, right? and every human is different, right? So what
Yes,
you
sir.
learn in theory, like कि ल एउटा गेस्टको कपाल आयो भने तिमीले के भन्नु पर्छ भनेर त्यो सिकाउँछ नि, त्यही
हजुर,
डायलग तिमी 10 वटा गेस्टलाई हान्न तिम्रो जागिर जान्छ होइन?
yes, sir.
Because every guest is different, every emotion is different, every dealing is different. It's how, you know, if you have tremendous knowledge about the globe, world, you have to understand what, like Japanese guests never complain if they get everything right. They're very time purpose, like they're time oriented. If they want breakfast at 6 o'clock, 5:45, the breakfast should be ready, not at 6, right? So if you understand your customer base, that will also help you to understand your customer, what kind of nature, what kind of culture they come from,
Yes, sir.
right? All these play an important role. And yes, to answer your question, Sabina, yes, theory forms your base. You need theory, right? But at the same time, practical is completely different.
Yes, so we have another question from Krisha Dulal. Says asking, should hotels and tourism enterprise engage in corporate social responsibility programs?
As far as I've worked in hotels, everyone does. Even my new company does. We all have CSR activity. And I think even if tomorrow, I would suggest you guys, I'm sure over here, I'm speaking for to future entrepreneurs, future millionaires, future politicians, maybe future, you know, women tycoon. So, you know, all of you are here, right? So the question comes is,
Yes, sir.
how, right? You know,
So
you
we
hear
have
me?
another question from Karma again. So he has written, did you face the problem of corruption during the business startup?
Unfortunately, Karma,
I guess he should join the 10 people club.
not at all. I don't know. I'm a very aggressive guy by
Okay, sir.
nature, right?
Okay, sir.
So even when I sit and deal with people, I deal in a very systematic way, because my simple thing is either you do it for the country and the people, or I'll go to the media. Simple
Yes,
as that.
sir. Okay, sir.
You know,
So
till
I
now,
guess
the
this will be the
I
last
have not
question
gone
for
through
today.
it. Yeah, sure.
Do you agree that nepotism is creating problems for placement in the hotel industry? Do you think that skill force is the problem with it?
No. Not at all. No, this is not movie industry, and stop asking me that question just because that Sushant Rajput thing is happening. Okay, there's no nepotism in hospitality industry. No one knows anyone. It doesn't make a difference, because by the end of it, your performance speaks and people look down upon you. Because when I went into Solti, they said, "Oh, you're the bus pocket money because of my, as you can read my last name, it doesn't give much credibility in the industry."
Yes, sir.
And when
So
they
I have the last
how-
question. I guess we are really running out of the time. So
Yeah,
I'll ask you this last question. I'll make
Finish them.
sure all the questions, like the attendees, I'm saying it. You can mail
And
your
if you
questions
want to
to
have a
us.
class again, just let me know. I'll answer everyone's, but not more than 10, 15 people, right?
So I
Okay.
guess Prashant should be helping me with that. But I guess this will be the last question, sir. I'll ask.
Sure. Yeah.
What is success and failure for you, sir?
I've never failed in life, right? There are
Okay,
only
sir.
two things for me. Either there's success or a lesson learned, right? Either I learn a lesson from it or I succeed in it. I don't have failure in my dictionary, and people who have failure in dictionary are failures. And I've never been a failure, right? That's what I would leave. I mean, that's a fantastic question you asked. So I know why he asked it, because that's the first thing he asked me when I first time spoke to him. Success will happen. But if you do not succeed in a particular thing in life, if you don't learn from it and better it, that means you failed. Never call it a failure, right? No one fails in life. मैले भनी मान्छेको एक चीज मात्रै छोटो हुन्छ, त्यो सोच. Never think you are a failure. Self motivate yourself and kill it. It's easy, yeah. It's just hard work. Trust me. And anyone needs any help in future, anything, please go through Abhishek. We can do a 10, 15, 20 people's forum where we can keep it a very casual forum. because I cannot sit and not smoke for about 2 hours, okay? Right? So I can take a break in the middle. So
Okay.
let's do this,
I'm
okay?
sorry I couldn't manage
I'll
it.
just close. Thank you everyone for your time, your patience, and people who stayed back. And I would answer more questions next session whenever you want. Just let Abhishek know, please.
Okay, sir. So that would be the last question for the day. Would you like to say anything more, sir?
So I would like to thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Abhishek and team, for doing it so well without
Thank
any
you.
problem. And
Thank you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm very, very raw when I speak. Okay, I'm not those average people who'll come tip top and talk the language they talk. I don't. I'm a very practical, proper person. So it's very difficult to work with me. You can ask Abhishek.
Okay, sir. Well, that was incredible, Arya, sir. Thank you so much for your considerable presence in today's session. It was astounding conversation, sir. I must say that. Thank you so much for your time. And thanks to all the participants for sharing their queries and being very productive, supportive, and productive throughout the workshop. And again, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your enormous knowledge. And I would like to acknowledge the support from our speakers for the Project Montauk workshop, Ms. Deswantulata Shrestha, Ms. Anjana Kharka, and Mr. Karon Duzu, and sorry, yourself, Mr. Arya Sevirana. So this is all for today. It's me, Abhishek signing off and officially announce the closing of Project Montauk workshop. Thank you to every individual who made this project possible. But before we sign off, please do care to send us feedback and prepare yourself for the future sessions. Until then, stay safe, take care, have a great evening. Goodbye. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone.